to someone I'm very proud of, my sister. On such occasions, usually, I can speak on any topic at any time, but on such situations where you have an emotional connect, it takes a little bit of time. So now it's a little surreal to be just standing here, introducing not just a book, an author, but a journey. A journey that's been unfolding quietly over the years, through deep reflection, lived experiences, and a calling that goes beyond professional success. You see, before my sister was helping others find their voice as leaders, she was already showing up with purpose, clarity, and let's be honest, a bit of bossiness at home. But as we all grew up, that playful assertiveness turned into something deeper, a calling to lead with both wisdom and compassion. This book isn't just about leadership in the workplace. It's about inner leadership, about the kind of strength that doesn't always shout but listens, that doesn't controls but aligns. It draws from spiritual principles to show us that great leadership doesn't start with power, it starts with self-awareness. In a world that often rewards speed and noise, this book is a reminder that real transformations begin within us. That to lead others well, we must first learn to lead ourselves with intention, with humility, and with purpose. My sister has led from the front, whether it's delivering high impact training programs, running powerful workshops, or speaking to packed auditoriums full of future leaders. She doesn't just teach leadership, she lives it. And anyone who's attended her sessions will tell you she doesn't do fluff. She gives you the hard truth, the tools, and the inspiration to step up and lead, no matter where you are. This book is her voice in print. Straightforward, practical, inspiring. It is her invitation to all of us to pause, to reflect, and to rise. It is the kind of book you can read and immediately apply something from. Whether you are leading a company, a small team, or just trying to lead yourself a little better every day. As a sibling, I have watched her work late nights, travel endlessly, obsess over small details, which a lot of you would have seen today also, and do it all because she genuinely wants to help people grow. That kind of dedication is rare. And today, I couldn't be prouder that all that experience and passion is finally between two covers for the world to benefit from. Today, we are not just launching a book. We are launching a message, one that blends the wisdom of leadership with the soul of spirituality. So without further ado, please join me in celebrating not just the launch of this incredible book, but the incredible woman behind it. Let's give a warm welcome to the author, leader, and role model, Shalini Srivastava.
Thank you so much. So I would like to invite, we always start with something nice and divine. So I would like to invite my sister, both my sisters, Shubhra, Priya, Anjali, if you could just come on and light the lamp for us. It will be nice as a gesture to start the event. Kavita, would you like to join? Please. Thank you for bringing so much of bright light, Srivastava, on the stage to unveil this book, Mummy. So you have been a very, very silent foundation for everything that I do. And it's only right that your hands unveil this book to the world today.
Come closer. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mummy. So this book is many things, but at its root, it's a tribute to the values, to the resilience, to the love that I have inherited from you and Daddy. Both of you not only managed a mountain of books at home, but also managed to instill in me the love of learning, which has carried me all the way here today. Sorry, a little emotional, but I guess it's okay. So when I told a friend that I'm writing a book on leadership, she asked me, one more book on leadership? Oh my God. Seriously? There are thousands and millions of books on leadership. So why one more book? And honestly, that's a very genuine question. She has a point. Because everybody has read so many books on leadership. But what I asked her was that, do you really think two people understand leadership in the same manner? Not really, right? Everybody has a very different definition of leadership. So that's why one more book. For one person, leadership is always about having courage. For somebody, it's taking tough decisions. For somebody, it is the patience to listen. And for somebody, it's just to show up. So many variety of leadership. So frameworks are useful, but the leadership isn't a checklist, and it's an evolution. And that's why this book today, not to add another definition to leadership, but to invite you to explore the evolving leader in you. It is often said, and I'm sure you have heard of this, that life prepares you for something to give back. And now that I reflect on my life, I realized I didn't know it then, but life was preparing me for this moment. And this preparation has been slow cooking over decades, actually 4 decades. But finally it's cooked, and finally it's ready. So like any other great recipe, the ingredients came from different people, different moments, and different experiences. And tonight we taste the final dish, the evolving leader in you. So my love of books started very young. Actually, the truth is, it was not my original love of books. It was a borrowed love. Borrowed from my father, borrowed from my elder sister. They loved books. So our home was full of books, always. And my mother was right here. She had the not so easy time to handle and manage so many books. I mean, we really had too many books. So when I was in 11th class, actually much before that, I think I was growing up. My grandmother is a very great storyteller. And she used to tell a story about epics, about scriptures, and it was just not entertainment. It was, I think, some kind of a seed that was being sown deep within me. So when I was in 11th class and we were in Prayagraj, which was earlier known as Allahabad, we started a small book library at home called the Little Book World for our colony. So it was for our neighborhood and colony. And I can still see myself in that small room. I had to study because next year was 12th. So I used to be in that room a lot, surrounded by books, managing the library, and daydreaming of stories. And somewhere in those days, this tiny seed that was sown, the thought that one day, maybe, just maybe I would write a book. At that time, I imagined I would write a fiction, or probably a fairy tale, or something magical. But life had other plans. That seed quietly went underground while I got busy with college, job, career, meeting a lot of you all, business, so life took on. Like many of us, I even forgot that seed was there somewhere deep hidden inside. And as I moved through my career, across different companies, I met all kinds of people, many kinds of leaders, lot of you, and each of you bring in a very unique style of leadership within you. Some inspired me, some puzzled me, and some even taught me how not to be a leader. Yeah, and some of them, I know some of you will also have smiles when you remember the ones I'm referring to. We have had the interesting journey together. The table back there. But yes, as the years passed, one question kept knocking at me. One question kept knocking at me. Where are the great leaders? And that question kept chasing me, that question kept haunting me. So let me read you a small little passage from my book, which will capture this feeling. And you will, when you read the book, you will really get more of it. In the boardroom of corporations and government offices, on sports field, in classroom, in families, we find managers, decision makers, influencers, and role handlers. But great leaders, they are painfully rare. Leadership today has become entangled with external validation, titles, praises, followers, salary slabs. We measure leaders by what they do, not by why or by who they are. And that's why truly great leaders, the kind who uplift everyone around them, are a rare species. Hi Raghu, hi Swadesh. Hi Soumya. Swadesh, thank you so much for coming. He's one of those great leaders that I was referring to right now. So, why this book is based on Dashavatar? It's a very, very interesting anecdote, or it is a very interesting metaphor that we have in our scriptures. Because the Dashavatar stories are just not legends, okay? They are metaphors of evolution. Darwin gave us the theory of biological evolution, and I'm sure all of you remember that. Yes? Okay. Dashavatar gives you the story of consciousness and leadership, evolution, much, much, much before that. But the evolution of biology still exists. So let me take you through what we are talking about here. The sequence of the Dashavatar, I'm not sure if you can see that. The sequence of the Dashavatar mirrors Darwin's theory of evolution. From fish, the aquatic, amphibian, mammal, half human to half dwarf, and the upwards towards higher consciousness. Yeah, so the top one is what the Darwin is talking about, and the below one is the Dashavatar, exactly the mirror. So just as consciousness evolves in human life, so does leadership, from controls to influence, from self-interest to service, from doing more to being more. The Matsya navigates chaos. So if you remember the Dashavatar, and if you don't remember, there is an Amarjit Katha kept right out here for you to remember that. The Matsya, the fish, or the Matsya, that is talking about navigating chaos, survival. If we look at Kurma, or the tortoise, it brings the support system from others when the others churn. So when things are going wrong around us, the Kurma offers support. Varaha. Varaha is lifting people, teams out of crisis. And we know some of those leaders who do this. When there is a crisis, we fall back onto some of them. Those are the Varaha energies. The Narasimha balances aggression and compassion. The protection is brought by Narasimha. Vaman brings in the humility even when you have huge power. Parshuram, knowing when to let go outdated methods, use the axe, clear the rut. That's what Parshuram energy brings in. Ram, value-driven leadership, we all know that. Krishna, the strategic leadership with empathy and a lot of fun. Strategic is what Krishna is all about. And then comes Buddha, the conscious detachment, the compassion. And Kalki, not yet arrived, we are all waiting, but the Kalki represents the energy of change, the leader of the future. So each avatar represents a stage of leadership maturity, from raw instinct to divine insight. When viewed this way, the Dashavatar becomes not only a story of God's descent, but of our ascent. Now just imagine, leadership exists in all walks of life, we all know that. So this book helps you to see them, learn from them, and perhaps evolve into your own leadership. I would like you to imagine what would happen. See, we are talking about Lord Vishnu. All are his forms. All these Dashavatars are his forms. Now just imagine when Sita was kidnapped by Ravan, and instead of taking the Ram avatar, if Vishnu had taken Buddha avatar, what would have happened? They would have been having green tea, and Buddha would have been saying, okay, let's meditate on that desire, let's figure out what's happening. And the issue would have still continued to be there even in today's world, right? So choosing which avatar to be and when is the book Evolving Leader Within You. Even if Parashuram today becomes the HR head of a company, just imagine what's going to happen in terms of policy setting. So yeah, we are talking about the right energy for the moment, and that is the evolving leader within you. But there is a serious point. Most leadership books today will tell you to pick up a style. We have heard that, okay? You be a servant leader, you be an assertive leader, you be an aggressive leader, you be a benevolent leader, you be a change leader, you be a visionary, you can be a transformational leader. We know all these terms that we have all heard, okay? Yes, I'm not saying we shouldn't be, of course we should be. But Dashavatar says something different. It says that the right leadership avatar depends on the moment. So let me read another excerpt from the book, which will help you to understand the clarity in this. You are not one fixed identity. You are an evolving force. There are moments when you need the patience of Kurma, the courage of Varaha, the justice of Narasimha, or the detachment of Krishna. Authentic leadership is not about holding on to one style. It's about asking which avatar energy the moment is calling in me right now. And that's what I call the evolving leadership. Becoming the leader the moment needs. This book doesn't just give you stories. Each avatar chapter ends with reflections. So if you pick up the book, you would see there are a lot of questions. They are very self-reflective questions. So that you can pause and ask yourself, where am I right now? What's holding me back? And what's evolving within me? There's also a quiz for you to help identify which avatar you most often embody and which avatar the moment might be calling you. It's not working. So when we look at any book for that matter, in any topic, and here we're talking about leadership, the book always follows a taxonomy. There are books which will help you to remember, there are books which will help you to understand, there are books which will help you to apply things, analyze, evaluate, and create. This book sits in the top 3. It helps you to analyze, it helps you to evaluate yourself, and it helps you to create. Thank you, Chacha, for this input. So, importantly, I have laid down the pros and cons of each avatar. Because if you bring the wrong avatar to the wrong moment, it can do more harm than good. Imagine Narasimha at a kindergarten parent-teacher meeting. You had it, right? So we have to know which avatar to get to which moment. And here's why this matters even more today. We are living in the age of Gen Z. They are not just entering the workplace, they are also shaping families, influencing culture, and soon deciding the future of the country as voters. They are actually voting now for the country. So as Gen Z is different, and they are, they don't follow titles, they follow authenticity. They don't respond to because I told you so. They respond to why it matters. If you show them fear, they resist. If you show them purpose, they take it forward. Now, we have all seen, grown, and learned leadership differently. Now is the time for us to also know how to help the Gen Z become the best version for themselves. So which means that our leadership must evolve again. And that is exactly what this book talks about. So this book has a section which talks about how we can, each avatar, can lead the Gen Z. And this becomes quite relevant in today's world. Otherwise, we feel that that generation is listening to a different music, it's listening to something totally different. So when I look back now, I see how life was preparing me. The torchlight reading, my Dadi's stories, the small library, the little book world, the endless searches for great leaders in real life, they were all ingredients. They cooked slowly over decades, and today they have come together in this book. By this evening, it's not just about my journey, it's also about yours. I invite you to reflect for a moment. If you had to pick up right now, which avatar are you leading from today? And is that the avatar the moment actually needs? Raj, I had given you a set of bookmarks. If you could quickly pass it around, and probably Gautam and Siddharth, can you help him? Let me end with one last excerpt from the book. Leadership is not a title you earn, it's the truth you become. This book is not about becoming a better leader than others, it's about becoming the most conscious version of yourself. Because the more conscious you are, the more empowering your leadership becomes. There is a bookmark on the table on it, so I think the kids are passing the bookmark to you. On it, you will find few questions. Answer them now or tonight, but please carry it back with you. Revisit them in a few weeks or months and see how your leadership has evolved. That will be your personal compass. And finally, at the end of the book, you'll also find a collection of leadership quotes, timeless reminders that leadership is not just about doing, but about being. As you go back home today, there's also a very small gift tonight, a butterfly bookmark. Please carry it, it's beautiful. But why a butterfly? Because transformation is the nature's most beautiful, excellent metaphor of evolution and of leadership. So don't just read this book, use it, reflect, question, discuss, evolve, gift to others, and above all, be the leader the moment calls for. Because the evolving leader is already in you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I would definitely love that you all pick up the books, but you also pick up books so that you can gift it to people you feel will help. You can gift it to people who are supposed to evolve themselves, and do read and do share how you find the book. Thank you so much.
In the Little Book World, and I'll give you a glimpse of what was happening at that time. She was in 11th standard, and we started the small library, Little Book World, and she would be, okay, Shailesh and Shikha, वो stickers लग गए ना, सीमा सबके numbers note कर लिए ना, मम्मी ये हो गया, next क्या करना है? So that's where leadership started way back.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. No, just because you mentioned Little Book World, it came.
What was the rent? 50 paisa.
I think one comic was 25 paisa or something like that. Thanks, Shamdi. Next, I would like to call upon someone, Vasant Chacha, Major General V.K. Srivastava, VSM, he's retired, from the Indian Army after serving for almost 36 years. Now, again, I need to read everything correct. So, he was awarded the Vishesh Seva Medal while combating insurgency. A graduate from the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, he was also selected for the prestigious National Defence College, New Delhi. Post-retirement, he was a senior fellow with the Institute for Defence Studies and Analysis and led many delegations for interactions with think tanks abroad. He was also a member of the Indian team invited by the high-profile National Defence University, USA. He has written texts for 4 coffee table books, has a published monograph on China, a prize-winning essay, and a number of articles on many of military to his credit. So please join your hands and let's welcome Major General V.K. Srivastava. He is somebody who has lived leadership. He embodies it, and a few words from him will be very insightful for all of us. Thank you, Chacha.
This comes as a bit of a surprise. Most people, when they are called upon to say something, usually start by saying, I am honored. In my case, I am cornered. And as I stand before you in this cornered position, I am reminded of that there are three things difficult to do in this world. First one, to climb on a slope leaning towards you. Second, to kiss a girl leaning away from you. The third one, to speak after such a masterly expose that the author of the book has just given. Of these three things, I have tried the first one and I have failed. The second one is still under trial. The third one, I am going to try now, but I think I am going to fail again. What is leadership? Simply stated, it is to get a group of people to do something to achieve a common goal. Simple. In army, we lead a group of trained men. They are trained, disciplined. A Netaji, a politician, when he leads, he is actually managing the masses. He is managing their perception. He creates some issue, which may be right, wrong, whatever, and gets people to start gyrating towards it. In corporate sector, you got a set of professionals to lead toward the company's common goal, usually motivated by financial constraints or financial impulses. There is no set of rules, regulations, or characteristics of a good leader. But basically, if you are competent, so that people look up to you, if you are confident, to be able to listen to your subordinates, give them a hearing. If you are just and fair in your dealings, if you give them a level field to play, you have no shifarsis, flunkies, sycophants. You are just and fair in your dealings. You can communicate, you tend to communicate with them. You are ready to correct them, but correct them in a manner that motivates them, gets them going, rather than slump down. If that is generally how you go about, by and large, you are a good leader. You must have patience. There are different kinds of people, there are different compulsions, different backgrounds, their own different ideas. It's homogenization. What the speaker was saying, finally in taxonomy you come down to analysis and then you should be able to harmonize. That's what leadership is all about. Present day, I think things are quite different. I've been in retirement for almost 3 decades now. I think the present day leader has got a different set of challenges to face, which were not there in our time perhaps. Present day generation questions everything. They question the established norms, the values, the system. Unfortunately, while they question, they do not have their own moorings. The new set of things are not clear to them. The whole society is in a state of flux. Present generation is also very short of patience. They are impatient. Everything must happen instantly. You tap on a mobile phone, something must pop up. You click somewhere, things must come up. If there are a couple of seconds we have to wait, we feel very frustrated. Your nose is clogged up, 25 seconds. Maggi noodle, 2 minutes. Eno's fruit salt, 6 seconds. Everything instant. And therefore they have got very little patience. They're not prepared to listen to something that is a sermon-like, an advice, especially if it is long. Something very short, perhaps they might listen to it and then get along. They also have very long working hours, not the kind of thing that we used to have. So when I say we used to, army of course is only one aspect of it. We have no working hours per se. They work at different timings. The MNCs have got different schedule of work. Somebody works the whole night. The mobiles and the computers keep them perpetually on their feet. They are under great tension, great stress. And therefore, a present-day leader has got to take note of all these and therefore perhaps change his style of functioning. As I said, lot many good things about the leadership has already been spoken, therefore let me not detain this gathering by my impromptu monologue. There is one final thing that I wish to say about leadership is a good leader has got a very difficult job of being liked, respected and feared at the same time. Only he who can do this is a really good leader. That he is liked, respected and feared. And that is what we do in army. I suppose everybody else does that in his own field. Lastly, I must congratulate Shalini, who spoke to me about 6-7 months ago. Casual discussion we are having someplace, I'm forgetting where. She says, Dashavatar, mind you, I'm not particularly religiously inclined or informed. So I said, why don't you just put it down sequentially and you'll have a book? I didn't know she's going to take my words so seriously and actually get on with that. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised and not very happily that during her talk, she never gave any credit to me. Nevertheless, you've done a good job. As somebody, in my introduction, somebody mentioned that I got not many things. It's a great pleasure to see something of your own writing in print. I am sure your book will be greatly appreciated, will be read by the new generation of leaders, and they will benefit from it. I wish your book all the very success. Thank you very much. And thank you.
Thank you, Chacha. This kind of talk, an impromptu one, and with so much of insights, can come only through experience. And he has tremendous experience in leadership. Now that we have heard the man himself and the lady, and had a glimpse of the powerful ideas this book brings to us, it's time to get deeper. And what better way to do that than a candid, no-holds conversation. We are about to begin a fireside chat, a relaxed, insightful dialogue that promises to unpack not just the book, but the real-life leadership journeys behind it. I have the pleasure of welcoming 3 incredible individuals to the stage. First, the author herself, someone I've known all my life, but the world knows her as a leadership coach, trainer, and a mentor to many, Shalini Srivastava. Joining her is Kavita Kapoor, CFO at Quinox, recognized for bringing together head and heart in leadership. Drawing from her spiritual inclination, she leads with balance, empathy, and vision, inspiring teams to go beyond performance and thrive. We look forward to her thoughts on leadership in action. Joining in also is Ankul Mehrotra, serial entrepreneur, avid traveler, seeker, author, and software quality expert. He's the managing director of Meteonic Innovations and Kanika Jewels, known building teams that don't just thrive but perform. A versatile leader whose career reflects the very principles this book champions. Together, they'll share stories, lessons, maybe a few conversations, all around the theme of modern leadership as explored in the book. So without further ado, let's dive into our fireside chat. Who's going first?
The pleasure is mine.
All right.
Or I'll say ladies first. No, but when it comes to leadership, no, it's all equal. So welcome everyone. I hope you're enjoying this book launch as much as we are enjoying, and wonderful talk just before us. It was really insightful. Shalini, I'm truly delighted to be here with you, celebrating this momentous day of your life. So very happy.
Thank
Our journey goes back over a decade, climbing the corporate ladder together, as well as exploring different facets of life, exploring meditation and spirituality along the way. Shalini is a very rare blend of leader, a mentor, a coach, and a spiritual seeker. Somebody who has deeply experienced both external and internal journey. And that deep experience is reflected in her book. So with that, which is coming from my bottom of my heart, I would like to take the moment of asking you, all of us in this room, and as you mentioned in your talk, have seen many books on leadership, all through the genres, right? Maybe our parents would have seen, we have seen, our kids have also seen. What stands out in yours?
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you for those lovely words. That's overwhelming. I've known her for a long time, and we have had some amazingly beautiful moments together. So, Kavita, coming back to your question, exactly. I mean, one more leadership book. Why? Big deal. This leadership book is not a book written by me for you to see me in this book. This book is for everybody to see themselves in the book. So it's a leadership book for every leader to reflect, every leader to go into a self-awareness journey. So it's not telling you what to do, it's asking you, are you doing this? Are you there? Are you feeling like this? Are you managing it like this? What else can you do? So the book is a reflection, the book is a quiz, the book is a mirror of yourself. And this book I created as a space for everybody to meet themselves. So yes, it's a leadership book, finally, but it's a book which is about you. It's a story about you. It's a journey about you. It's an evolution about you. Does that answer? Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Ali. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So, writing a book is like, creating. You are close to creator when you create it. So I really invite all of you to do some creation, like, a painting or writing, song or something like that. I'm sure. And now, when you create, you are closer to creator. And Shalini has inspired from creation of Vishnu, nothing like that. But I really want to know what really inspired you to do that, and what was your leadership journey to write something like this?
Thank you for being here, Ankur. A big support. He's been after me for the last 7 years. लिखते क्यों नहीं हो? लिखते क्यों नहीं हो? लिखते क्यों नहीं हो? So this is also to you कि लिख दिएगा. we started thinking about writing something else, but finally, thanks to Chacha, thanks to Chacha, Dashavatar came before whatever I was writing. But the inspiration for this book basically came from my own experiences, and like I said, that search for where are the great leaders. Some of the great leaders are there in this room, yes, but I'm talking about outside in the world. And throughout the life journey that I have had, where are the great leaders? I have had experience of working with people, coaching business owners, coaching the younger generation. And I always felt that there was some gap. There is something definitely which is missing. And I think that inspired me to figure out what is missing, where are the great leaders. One of my journeys actually took me to the Amar Chitta Katha of Dashavatar. And I was going through it, and that is when you get that eureka moment, the bulb moment, and I said, oh my God, it's always been there in front of us, always. So we never looked at it, or at least I never looked at it from that angle. So, doing a little bit more understanding on Dashavatar, looking at what are the situations that I have faced and many others are facing, what are the great things great leaders are doing around me. So the book also has lot of life examples, lot of examples from our current world about each avatar. So it's not just a theory, people are actually using whatever we are talking about in the book. So that is how the inspiration came for the book.
Great. I think we have some youngsters here, should take some clues on the inspiration. But taking a clue from that question, Shalini, would you be able to share an example of which leadership avatar would resemble in a particular situation? And most importantly, what if the consequences are of an approach which is taken or a different approach which is taken?
Yeah, so as I mentioned in my presentation with an example of Ram, Ravan and Buddha, I'm just going to take that example a little forward into our current world. Suppose either you are working with a large team, you have a business, you're working with clients, you're working with different kind of people. Now, if your team or your clients are facing a particular situation which is more deadline driven, high stressed, and in that situation, if you become a Buddha or even a Ram, may not work. If you bring a Ram energy to a high stress situation, the team might wonder what's wrong with you. Correct? If you bring a Buddha energy to a stressed, full deadline situation, the team may not get it, and you may not be able to come out of that situation easier. At that time, probably you need the Parshuram. Or at that time, probably you need to take those small little steps like the Vamana avatar with humility to get the team out of it. So choosing which avatar energy is required in which moment is the crux. We know everything, but it's like you're going to the cricket field with a hockey stick, doesn't work, right? So this is about understanding the moment requiring which avatar. And in the book I have also used how you can identify which energy is required currently, so that you know which avatar you need to bring that energy to. Thank you.
So, I've seen your book, and there are a lot of quizzes, a lot of exercises to find out who we are. Why it is really important to become self-aware of what you are.
Most of us don't have time to reflect. In our lives, we are always running behind numbers and targets and business and customers and family and kids growing up and somebody's wedding, somebody's too many things, and health issues and personal issues, and Where is the time to sit and reflect? And if you don't reflect, how do you know what is your next level of evolution? Where are you only defines where will you go next. But if you don't know where you are, how will you know where you are going next? So those reflections, those questions and the quizzes are to help you to know where you are on your journey, and also to help you to know this aspect I may not be really working on, and bring it into your conscious awareness so that you can now consciously work on it. That's the reason why I have those quizzes.
Thank you, that was wonderful. So now, without telling a lot about the book, because we really want to go back and enjoy the book, can you share, if at all you have mentioned any real life story wherein we've gone ahead and used a wrong leadership of Tar and that led into a funny or an unexpected outcome? And how did you, what were the learnings out of that story?
So one of them,
Sorry, I'm not like opening out the book, but because I got to hear about it, I'm asking you.
So one of the experiences I have written in the book, so I will not use that. I will give another different one. Is that okay? Yeah. So this is probably about 15 years back, 10, 15 years back. There was a huge deadline that we were working on, and I had gone into a new role, and when you are in a new role, you're like trying to woo the team and be the inspiring leader, and I was giving my Chak De speech of yehi 70 minute tumhare liye hai and all that, and the team was looking at me as if I'd gone completely mad, totally lost it because there was a deadline. That was not the energy that was required. So it became till I realized it, and then actually I didn't even realize it. Somebody in my team said, "Fine, Shalini, what do we need to do?" And that's when I said, "Oh my God, I am doing something which is not required at this moment." So yeah, it was there.
Yeah. So the last questions, we all are business owners here. How we can really use your book to grow our business?
Business owners have a very strong advantage of managing everything in their business themselves. Okay, but that is again the point where they miss out on self-reflection. That is one. Second thing that gets missed out is in your businesses, the Gen Zs are playing a beautiful role to take the business forward. But if we are not able to align and evolve ourselves to the way to handle the Gen Zs, the book will help you to do that. How to lead a Gen Z, how to evolve yourself. And the best way, as a business leader, we face a lot of challenges. This book will give you the answers, provided you know where to look for it. And this book will also help you. The challenges come when we are stuck in a particular energy. So this book will help you to understand, am I still continuing to do it in a particular energy when something else is required for me to be doing? So that's how a business leader can gain from this particular book.
One last, yeah. Just taking the clue from Gen Z. Today's Gen Z are already leaders. They are like managing startups, $1 billion of valuation in like 1 year or 2 years time frame, and they are building AI businesses. What do they have to take back from this book?
I think lots. Today's Gen Z, very smart, very intelligent, speed, they love that. Very creative, very innovative. They want to achieve, like you were saying, Chacha, speed is very important for them. They get huge amount of funding. And then what happens after some time, they use that speed. They continue to work with the same energy. But the business has evolved, the market has evolved, everything around them has evolved. If you continue to use the same energy, sometimes you face a problem. And I'll give you an example. One of the startups that I have invested a few years back, not even a few years back, a year back, we were having a call with the startup founder, and he said, no funds, we have to wind up. My God, what a promising startup, great idea, absolutely brilliant. Why do you have to wind up? No funds. Why you don't have funds? You had such amazing funding. Yeah, but we spend it on marketing and sales team and expansion and this and that and 20 things. Now no funds. So you see what happens. When a startup founder, they start with a huge amount of energy, but at some point of time, they need to know when to go forward, when to consolidate, when to go deep, when to expand, and when to slow down, when to take those strategic steps, when to take those baby steps. This is what the book will help them to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If somebody from the audience has any questions, we are opening the floor. The author is here. Anybody?
Yes, Soumya. Thank you.
Mike.
Thank you. Shalini, first of all, congratulations. Immensely happy, and I always knew this was going to happen. So, my question, straight off, is that while we're speaking about a certain leadership avatar being applicable to a certain situation, or as you call it, a moment, are there also moments where a combination of these avatars would be applicable, or do we believe that it is absolute, that a moment has an avatar or either or avatars? Could it be a combination?
Definitely. Thank you so much for that question, Soumya. Yes, there can be a combination. Every situation, you can sequence the combination, you can be one avatar and then carry that avatar into a different energy, or even at the same point of time in your life, in your career, you can be one avatar, in family, another avatar, in business, another avatar, at that point of time. So again, it's not about the situation, but it's about recognizing the situation, whatever situation you're facing, and being that avatar. And if it requires two different avatar energies, then yes, we can definitely do that. I'm not able to see you because I think the videographer is in between, but thank you so much for that question. Does this answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More question.
Anybody else? Yes.
Yes, Abhijit.
That's okay. I'll be loud enough. Okay, so. All right. Hi, Shalini. Hi, everyone. So, would you want to be the Krishna for all of us? Very simple.
If you need Krishna, then yes, but if you require Narasimha, then I'll also be the Narasimha. It depends on what you are facing and what energy is required for me to help you evolve better. So thank you so much.
You have nothing to do, you just stand and listen. So I have a question for both of you who are grilling my sister, one of the avatars, and you related to one of the avatars, either one of you or both of you. In a recent situation, life situation, you don't have to name anybody in particular, but...
Yeah,
Sure.
so these situations happen quite often when you are a head of a department. It does happen quite often. But now, probably I learn more once I read her book, but just with the discussions that we have, CFO's role is always the sandwich between the chairman, CEO, and the investors. Every time everybody is pulling you at all the ends. You have to meet revenue, you have to meet cost, you have to meet margin, and you have to also show growth all together. And then you have to have compliances. So when you are having the situations, I think more than often while having to play the Narasimha role, that meet deadlines, at the same time, I really practically practice Buddha's strategy of patience. Meditation is what really helps in my leadership. So yeah, that's a small example.
Ankur?
For us, like, as a SME less than 50 crore, we really want to grow, but we don't have that kind of budget. Like, you can't hire 50, 60 lakh kind of employee from IIM, right? So you have to balance it out. You have to make sure you get people who have potential and then you train them. So you make balance. And kurma of that kachwa, like, support. You have to give support. They will have good days and bad days, but you have to support them to make sure they reach something. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice conversation. Thank you everyone for being patient with us.
Thank you and congratulations again, Shalini. You're going to make our life further more easier as we go forward. So thank you very much and congratulations. Look forward to a big success for this book launch.
Thank you, Gandhi, who has joined us today, and then I'll let the author give the vote of thanks to her.
Thank you, Shailesh. So, thank you for everybody for showing up. Thank you so much. It means a lot actually. So, it means a lot for the love that you have given me. I'm not supposed to get emotional, so I will try not to. But good evening once again, and thank you, a very big thank you. As we come close to this special evening, my heart is full, actually full, with gratitude, joy, and full of hope. This book, The Evolving Leader in You, may carry my name on the cover, but tonight is a proof that no journey is ever walked alone. It truly takes a village, a community, or in my case, an entire constellation of family, friends, mentors, and well-wishers to bring a dream to life. This is a dream to life. First and foremost, my deepest gratitude to all our guest well-wishers who took the time to be here. Your presence has added warmth, energy, and meaning to this moment. A big thank you, Shailesh, who did such a wonderful job comparing the event with his charm, ease, and humor. You tied the whole evening together seamlessly, so thank you. Thank you to my family, my biggest strength, Mama. Thank you, my sister, Shudra, Priya. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Siddharth, Gautam, Chacha, Chachi, Harsh, Anjali. Thank you so much. Harsh, a big thank you for this venue, for helping organize this venue and for making sure that everything happens seamlessly. Thank you. Thank you, Chacha, for your words, for your inspiration, and for always being there to hear my crazy ideas. To my dear friends, Ankur, where are you? Kavita, Rajiv, Purnima, Madhu, and all of you, thank you so much for standing by me through this journey, for helping in 100 little ways, the most importantly for believing in me when I doubted myself. Heartfelt thanks to my mentors. Swadesh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all, thank you my colleagues from past, thank you my friends from BNI. Thank you, Raghu. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, my very dear friend from school, Sonia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shaina. If I take everybody's name, it's going to go on and on, so let me be very specific. Thank you so much, Auntie, Geeta Auntie, for being here. Thank you. A heartfelt thanks to Mr. Bafna. Where are you, Manish Bafna? Manish Bafna, for the beautiful mementos that you created for me, which will be a reminder for us for these days to come. So please definitely please do carry back those beautiful butterfly bookmarks, all of you. They are really very pretty, and the pens. To Venkatesh, he's not here, but Venkatesh and Chengappa came, set up the whole room, helped me in the starting, and for the beautiful artworks and printings all around. Babu, thank you so much, Babuji, photographing and videographing the whole thing quietly behind the scene, but thank you so much. Vijay, where are you? I can't see you. Thank you so much, Vijay. Really appreciate, with mom going through her health issues, you being here with your team. We had some interesting situations when the hall was not given to us in time, but still making sure that everything happens beautifully. Thank you so much, Vijay. To each one of you, whether named or unnamed, please know that your contribution is deeply valued. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you, Ambuj. All of you. Thanks, guys. Today's success belongs to all of us. On behalf of my family and myself, I thank you once again for being a part of this journey. May the spirit of evolving leadership continue to grow in each one of us. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening ahead. I'd be happy to sign the book. If you want to pick it up, we have a counter, I think, there to pick up the book. I would be very, very honored to sign it for you. And thank you so much. And please, we can break for chai, coffee, and some khana pina. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, I guess we can break now for chai. It's on the left side. And let's keep the conversation going on there. Thank you, everyone.